conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out. Stop it, I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second itch to me just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the 509 Divine Pines podcast. I am your host, Joseph Daniel Pena, and today is an amazing day because I made an amazing day. Started off the day walking my dogs, feeling good, just like I should, and ended the day with gym. I ended the day with some gym. Sorry for that background noise. I was turning off something. All right, let's get into this, guys. It's pretty late. Sorry for the late broadcast, but hey, man, this is a podcast, and we stay lit all day. You know that we stay zoning, flowing, keeping everything in motion, and the clock don't stop because the train don't stop, man. Money is 24/7, and that's how everything in life is. Information, news, that's what we got. So if you guys could like, subscribe, and share, tell everybody around that this is going down. And if you guys are around the Yakima Valley, hit me up anytime. We'll chill, have a good time, conversation, smoke, get some tacos, whatever. So first things first, let's go ahead and get into the Stranger Things conspiracies. Because oh boy, I love me some Stranger Things, and life is getting stranger day by day. So I got the Stranger Things season 5 trailer. I hope I don't get hit with a flag, but I don't think I should. This should be, should be free. Oh. Boy, oh boy, that season 5 trailer looks lit, man. So you guys know that a lot of the sorry about that. A lot of this Stranger Things is actually. Ooh, did I not play the audio? My bad. My bad. I just played the video. So if you guys want, you guys have to go check out the audio on your own on that. I apologize. But you guys know that Stranger Things is based on real things. So we're going to go through a few different pages and um, talk about different things within this. So early on in our experimental days, so the mid 1900s, the government created Project Montauk, an experiment of time and psychic and conscious shifting. The Montauk Project was conducted at Camp Hero, and I've had a guy on who was at these places. So, in Long Island, for the purpose of developing psychological warfare techniques and exotic research, including time travel, Jacques Vallée describes allegations of the Montauk Project as the outgrowth of stories of the Philadelphia experiment. So, the Philadelphia experiment is a well known experiment where the U.S. Navy um, they pretty much tried to warp a battleship through space and time. And when the battleship reformed, because it worked, but it worked in a weird way where when it reformed, some of the people were stuck in walls. So they were alive, but they were stuck in walls. Like they had moved just barely and shifted barely into a wall. The history of the Montauk Project story is closely associated with the Montauk. In the series of books, the Montauk Project by Preston Nichols. So he discovers a lot of them, discovers a lot of the information, and tells you. So right here, this is a little bit of a glimpse into possibly what Stranger Things is going for in season 4, season 3, season 4, where they they go to Russia, and one of the demons is like stuck in a pit or something, right? Or one of the demogorgons, he's stuck in a pit, or even in America where they're down way underground, and they go to this wall, and there's like a demon behind it. So here in Revelation 9:1 from the Bible itself, and the fifth angel sounded. I saw a star fall from heaven unto earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. The star from heaven is Lucifer, Satan having lost the battle in heaven against Michael the archangel. So he's casted down into the bottomless pit for eternity, I believe, or till he's released. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, and the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. So he comes out of hell. So what are they trying to do in Stranger Things? Well, it looks like they're trying to break into hell or break into a demonic realm, a dark realm of dark spirits, of dark energy, upside down world, which could be hell. And they're trying to attack the demon. It's kind of like the show Doom, the movie Doom, where they're going into hell and destroying it. Part of the Montauk experiments, breaking the victim's will, was the biggest first step in the procession of creating alter egos, which enables the scientists to control their thoughts and control them. In other words, pushing far away the victim's consciousness into their subconscious, enabling a form of possession. So when you mentally break someone and you punish them and destroy them and ruin them with words and beat them up and do all sorts of bad things and make them don't believe in themselves, people lose their idea of who they are, and they're like, I'm nothing, whatever, and like a demon comes in them. But it doesn't always have to be like on that like thought where I don't know what I am. Like it could be like I'm scared and I'm just lost and different things, right? Let's just say if you lose hope, you lose faith, you lose yourself, a demon can possess you. So what do we see in Stranger Things with 11, she's being broken. So, thus creating the perfect vessels for entities to enter the victim in question. According to many researchers, the Montauk Project was inextricably linked to some of the most infamous occultists of all time, Aleister Crowley, often described as the wickedest man in the world. This infamous occultist called himself the Beast 666. We can backtrack Montauk's connection to the Phoenix Project, in which studies were conducted to find out what made the mind of a man tick and why people could not be subject to interdimensional phenomena without disaster. This study was led by none other than the inventor of the modern computer, von Neumann, at Brookhaven National Laboratories in Long Island, New York. Brookhaven, exactly where they're at. So there was a real life study at the Brookhaven Laboratory in which is in the show. He was able to use the enormous amount of data the Allies acquired from the Nazi psychological research in World War II. It was against this background that von Neumann attempted to couple computer technology with sophisticated radio equipment in an attempt to link people's minds with machines. So Neumann wanted to use computers and satellites and phones to influence demons into people and influence spirits into people, which is why sometimes people say they hear weird static from their phone and then incorporate voices later on or at the same night or the same time. Like, it's starting to make sense now, isn't it? Ultimately, the Phoenix Project obtained a superior understanding of how the mind functions and achieved a sinister potential for mind control. A full report was made to Congress, who in turn ordered the project to be disbanded. Supposedly. Now, we're going to keep going into more. Man, The Stranger Things is by far one of the best shows in history, describing something very real and turning it into a show. Since its release in mid-July, the show's combination of wistfulness, clever characters, lighthearted moments, and dark supernatural thrills have made it one of the most viewed programs in Netflix history ever. The Indiana-based show reawakened memories for many viewers, but it also touched on some very dark subject matter. Each of its 8 episodes is teamed with intriguing machinists or machina. What? I can't even pronounce that word. Animations. How about this? It's teamed with intriguing animations and peculiar paranormal activities, which build to one heck of a finale. Assuming that there's more in the works. Yeah, so this was written early on. So the Hawkins National Laboratory, ran by the U.S. Department of Energy down the road from the Byers family home, seems innocuous enough. Many small towns have odd little government installation bases nearby, and we don't know about them because they are not labeled. So some of these buildings that you guys drive by, that they have no labels, but they're fenced up and they have big, tall windows and dark. It's like dark windows and cars you see that just don't seem right. Yeah, you know what? I bet you those are government bases. So, um, Will Byers or Will Benny, uh, after Will Byers disappears and Benny Hyman commits suicide, Sheriff Jim Hopper's search brings him to the outskirts of the Hawkins base facility. Confused by science or not, the sheriff is ready for an investigation, which he catches wind of the covert installation. After further investigation, he discovers a connection to the MK Ultra program ran by the CIA in real life. Like this is very very much connected. So, during a 20-year period from 1953 until 1973, Project this what is it? Operation Phoenix and Project Montauk were running. Also, Project MK Ultra, which was to create an effective offensive and defensive tactic against Russia's psychic warriors, because at the time it was reported that Russia was building psychic spies and America needed to combat them. Led by Sidney Gottlieb, a project sought to find new ways to coerce information from potential spies and create mind control tactics useful in undercover operations. During the programs, victims were manipulated via mind altering drugs, LSD, hypnosis, and sensory deprivation experiments. Reports also surfaced suggesting the use of torture, psychological, and physical abuse. Some of this supposedly occurred in the program. After being exposed by the New York Times, the MK Ultra operation was investigated by the Church Committee. The Congressional Commission uncovered they uncovered thousands of misplaced files, Epstein files, once thought to destroy during the Watergate era. And funny how Watergate was actually a sex trafficking operation, detailing the extent of unauthorized experiments. Director Gottlieb declared a program a failure, and it was supposedly dismantled in 1973. However, due to its clandestine nature, a vast number of documents actually destroyed before review. Many conspiracies suggest that the program lives on, and it does. It really does. So, let's see this. So in here, there's a Dr. Brenner who's torturing 11 and putting her through experiments, and those are some of the type of like literally the same type of experiments that the government was doing on children and your ancestors in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And there was also something called the Stargate Project. Stargate was the U.S. government's attempt to combat the remote viewing and psychic gap. During the height of the Cold War, U.S. intelligence believed Russia was building psychotronic espionage programs. To combat the psychic spies, the CIA assembled a group of alleged gifted remote viewers and psychics to assist intelligence gathering and counter surveillance measures, ran by Yuri Geller. After 20 years, the minor program was disbanded and declassified by the CIA. An internal report claimed that the project had failed to produce any noteworthy results. Unfortunately for Hawkins, Brenner's program was a success, and L happened to go into the Upside Down. Now, on my Spotify, on Spotify, if you go to Sam Tripoli Tinfoil Hat Podcast and you watch the episode today, or you listen to the episode today, they talk about a girl who I think is being MK Ultra'd and turned into one of these MK Ultra victims to interact with demons. Sabrina Carpenter. If you listen to the Tinfoil Hat podcast today, there is a speaker who is covering about Sabrina Carpenter, her family connection to Scientology, which is like a weird branch of Satanism, and how she might be a reincarnate of a demon, or she might be possessed by a demon. It's very interesting. So 11 is definitely going through some demonic stuff, right? In the Stranger Things. So when they capture the Demigorgon, or when they are captured by the Demigorgon, it looks like hell, looks like Satan, looks like a demon. And you know what? They also go through portals. So if you listen to different podcasts, many, I've covered it myself many times. If you actually look through my history, you can see that there's a lot of information about how CERN, the Hadron Collider over in Geneva, Switzerland, is doing some of these occultic researching, and they're doing programs, demonic programs, to open up portals. There was actually an interview with one of the workers that came out a couple of years ago saying, yeah, we're doing rituals to open portals to talk to entities on the other side. And like, I don't think I've ever heard from that guy in again, like he's never been on interviews again because he probably said too much. So Stranger Things is definitely trying to show you a lot of real science, of real technology, real military programs inside of the show. Now, there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. You guys can Google Stranger Things conspiracies, and well, yeah, it's definitely very interesting. So when you hear the word Demigorgon, what do you think of? You just think of the Stranger Things. Well, it is a form of the word demiurge, which is a combination of the Greek word daemon, which is spirit, or gorgos, quick. So quick spirit, like this is a dark spirit, demonic spirit, who knows? The creature signified a primal force to an unspeakable evil. Before long, the mythical entity became a part of medieval literature. John Milton mentions the Demigorgon in Paradise Lost 2, while Edmund Spenser brings up the Prince of Darkness and Dead Knight in The Fairy Queen. The creature also stars a Voltaire short story, a reference to Herman Melville's Moby Dick, and Percy Bysshe Shelley's Prometheus Unbound. In Stranger Things, the Demigorgon owes its look to Milton and Shelley's literary descendant, Howard Philip Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. The weary body, snaky arms, and faceless maws, something ripped from a nightmarish realm. In addition, a squirming portal in the bowels of a Department of Energy lab, which is the nuclear labs, so the Department of Energy was previously known as the Nuclear Commission, or the Nuclear. It was a program ran by America in the early 1900s, and it was called the Atomic Commission, Energy Commission, Nuclear Commission. One of those. So in the DOE lab, Department of Energy lab, this monster is in here waiting. And so in this show, they are saying that the Demigorgon enters the world through 11. So they use the scientists want to torture 11, get her possessed, put a demon in her, and then the demon comes and plays into reality through them. Kind of like what we're seeing with Lady Gaga, Travis Scott, Kanye West, with Marina Abramovic, with all these other artists, Lil Nas X, and all these other artists who are openly being possessed by a demon, and they don't even hide it. And then you see they do some crazy stuff that's very demonic. Well, that's the demon playing their hand through them. So in the H.P. Lovecraft Dark Creations, they make a deal with the devil, and so it's kind of a very well referenced topic that people can be influenced by dark beings through demonic realms and demonic dimensions. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So we're going to keep going because there's more. There are more. So here's an article about how the CERN Hadron Collider and Stranger Things seems very, 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 very connected. Remember, see, this is a CERN Hadron Collider. Sorry for that. This is a CERN Hadron Collider. This is how it looks. And if you watch Stranger Things, you're gonna notice a room or a piece of technology or equipment that looks like this in that octagon formation, and it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. So I can't find it, but so early in the 1970s, when Dungeons and Dragons first came out, and they were having people were having some of the first Dungeons and Dragons games and parties and everything. Well, one of the biggest uh one of the biggest mysteries happened. I mean, there were people playing Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. This is it, I think. Yeah. Sorry for that. Here we go. In the first episode of The Stranger Things, season 4, Eddie, the leader of Hellfire Club and Dungeons and Dragons, gleefully reads about how the game is for Satan worshippers. The devil has come to America. Studies have linked violent behavior to the game, saying it's promotion of satanic worship, ritual sacrifice, sodomy, suicide, and even murder. And people laughed at it, right? And there was a big old satanic panic. Well, like, if you didn't know, a lot of the names in these Dungeons and Dragons and other video games and other games, they are referencing demons. So, like, a lot of the time, people are unknowingly using the name of demons in a lighthearted fashion, almost calling it on as a friend. And people need to understand this. Like, some of the words we say are very powerful, more powerful than us. So, let's take this back. D&D became famous after the 1979 disappearance of James Dallas Egbert III, a 16-year-old Michigan State University student who was briefly and mistakenly believed to have gotten lost in the steam tunnels below campus while playing a game of D&D. Supposedly, the game had become all too real in his head. This turned out not to be true. Oh, that turned out not to be true. He had run away to Louisiana, but the reality didn't get nearly as much press as the base of suspicion that D&D drove him crazy. All the surrounding publicity turned D&D into an obscure pastime of subject matter and table talk. So, yeah, very interesting, right? Very interesting. Now, if you look at the D&D Dragon magazine for the month that Egbert disappeared, could it be Satan as the Prince of Darkness, Lucifer the adversary? Satan in D&D terms has 333 hit points, and his attack will hit you for 10 or 100 points of damage. And that article was not the first excursion D&D made into the infernal realms. The devils and demons in the 1977 Monster Manual included the Demigorgon who menaced the first season of Stranger Things, drew on demons depicted in the medieval Christian sources. So, Dungeons and Dragons uses demons as creatures, right? I think even what they say, Satan, there's a reference to Satan in one of the D&D games, and he has 333 hit points, which is, remember, he took a third of the angels, right? So that's where the whole 33 comes from. So very interesting stuff, right? When people started questioning the real world religion in D&D, one of the creators, Gary Gygax, drew the line at including angels, writing in the Dragon magazine number 43. While little objection can be made to the utilization and slaying of demons and devils, who would dare say the same of angels? Surely you can recognize that game use is absolutely out of the question for those of Judeo-Christian faith. So for the Gygax, at least, it was all right to include real demons in D&D as long as they were villains, but not everyone who played the game treated it that way. Plenty of the early adopters in the 1970s had parallel interests in the occult. Some of that was lingering new hippie age movement, the hippie new age movement for just occultic things. But other players weren't reading much of Aleister Crowley to understand this. So Aleister Crowley is one of the biggest occult Satanists in America ever. And so people thought the occult was cool because they were reading into it so much. They just thought they just wanted to be a rebel and they just wanted to, get into the darkness. Because people like to think darkness is cool for some reason. So the magic system in D&D, which Stranger Things reference, drew heavily from Jack Vance's Dying Earth fantasy novels. So they try to make it more realistic, I guess, trying to understand these different aspects of spirits and different dimensions and entities and things like that. So some hope to make magic more realistic by researching supposedly genuine grimoires. This is medieval spell book. So, just like the show, just like the movie Hocus Pocus, they're using a real demonic, real witchcraft grimoire. So when she's reading the spell, that is real. And in this D&D, I guess they are using real magic, real theology in this game. So PEI Benowitz, who famously had managed a major in magic at the University of California, Berkeley, wrote a game supplement called The Authentic Thaumaturgy that promised to align game magic with psychic powers and magical techniques as they appear to operate in this universe. So in card games, there's a rule, I guess, from I'm hearing it here, that they have to use real things because you can't be giving people fake stuff all the time because you're gonna make them dumb. That's the way that people think. Or look at the rules of the pamphlet from the same year called The Infernax of Spells, Necromancy, and Black Magic, which includes instructions for the Lucifer Incanis Indictat, defined as a period of study terminated by pledging allegiance to Lucifer. Oh my god. It even promises that all material herein was fully researched from rare manuscripts and painstakingly put into game rule form. While neither of these books were canonical D&D, they illustrate how the community did not entirely embrace Gygax's piety. So, even though he was saying he didn't want to put anything Christian in it, there's kind of an underlying tone that him and these other creators were using. So they were using very real satanic aspects and dark magic and using real sigils and things like that. So people have heard about manifestation, right? Well, yeah, people might be manifesting dark things. Let's see. Now, this is very interesting. So, as you see in Stranger Things, they talk a lot about sex, drugs, rock and roll, and the idea of the darkness. During the time of these, in the 1970s, though, there was Avalon Hill, which usually sold respectable board war games, was pushing titles like Witchcraft and Black Magic, which brimmed with citations from the books you could find at the New Age section. But the D&D was the game that got popular, and so it took all the brunt of the hate. The fundamentalist assault on D&D began in Heber City, Utah in the 1980s, which the fervor was centered around a high school D&D club, much like the one in Stranger Things. Heber City Club was challenged by a small group of activist parents for the game's irreligious references to biblical events such as the walking on water and the resurrection. The debut of a D&D book called Deities and Demigods around that time didn't exactly calm anyone down, especially when it contained texts like serving a deity is a significant part of D&D and all player characters should have a patron god. Holy The D&D Dungeon Master's Guide from the year before had ruled that whether or not the character actively professes some deity, he or she will have an alignment or serve one or more deities in this general alignment indirectly unbeknownst to the character. So, like I said, so unbeknownst to a lot of people, these occultists are putting things in front of your face, and doesn't matter what you believe, homie. Doesn't matter what you believe. It matters about what they believe. If they believe, and if they are using a real life incantation, a real life magical sigil, a real life magical word and idea to influence Lucifer or this demonic spirit like they're doing in these Lil Nas X and Billie Eilish videos and these Sabrina Carpenter videos and all these different fucking Hollywood videos, you're going to be put under the spell no matter what you believe, no matter, unless you yourself choose to accept that there is a darkness you have to fight and ignore, and you have to expose, and you have to, yeah, maybe just be with God, maybe be with Christ. I'm not saying go to God or go to Jesus Christ, even though that's what I believe. What I'm saying is that forget where to go. Let's just say you need to understand where not to go. So a lot of this is based on real life. Christian Life Ministries began publishing Jeremiads of the Evils in D&D in response to the planned game at Cordova Recreation and Park near Sacramento, California. They scour D&D books for any heresy. If it's only a game, why do they use hundreds of traditional Christian terms, and they use them in blasphemous ways? So definitely the creator of this was definitely Satanist. Let's just say that. The creator of Dungeons and Dragons was an occultist Satanist, and he didn't give a flying F. Because when you believe in Satan, when you believe in Lucifer, when you're in those crowds, one of the tactics is you have to destroy Christianity. You have to destroy the other side, and you don't care. So don't act like oh, they wouldn't do that because they have a heart, they have a brain, they have a soul. Oh, like, no, dude, they're gonna do it because they have no soul. They sold it. They have no heart. They're heartless. They have no idea for you because they're filled with darkness. They inspire numerous challenges to D&D clubs. To name a few: Carroll County, Maryland; Janesville, Wisconsin; Baltimore. The pattern caught attention of televangelists like Pat Robertson, whose Christian broadcasting network then reached to millions of homes. Sorry. Robinson would cite new reports of murder, suicide, fantasy, mental changes, young people who are totally going crazy as a result of this game. The most publicized of these stories was the case of Irving Pooling, whose suicide in 1982 turned his mother Patricia into an anti-D&D crusader and the founder of the group Bad. I just want to say, guys, if anyone knows me, the darkest times of my life, the most demonic times where I was under the influence of something that wasn't me, and I'm saying this because I just barely realized this. When I committed like some fucked up shit that I should have never have, like the, you know what I mean, like, just, sin and party and lust and drugs and alcohol and blah 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 blah. It was while I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I felt like there was just something hovering above me at the time. And what's crazy is that a few years later, after I stopped playing Dungeons and Dragons, I had a crazy experience where I felt a possession on me, and it was shoving me into the ground. There was no way of me getting up. I felt a spirit with its hands, claws, whatever it was, shoving me into the ground. A demon shoved me into the ground, and I was at my brother's house, and it was just the craziest thing ever. Because he knew he never saw me like that. It wasn't alcohol. Tell you that. Like, I wasn't drinking that much, so he know, like, I wasn't me smoking weed because I wasn't even smoking much. So, like, there was just something strange, dark in me, and it was only Jesus Christ that pulled it out of me. And I'm saying this because I've never admitted this, but after reading all this, I now understand what it did to me. It was putting me into this weird psychological state, weird spiritual influence. So, two people interviewed for a piece on the Dungeons and Dragons also appeared on 60 Minutes around the same time. This is Patricia Pooling and Thomas Riddicky. So they highlighted Riddicky would actually relate on camera the account of his parents who saw their son summon a Dungeons and Dragons demon into his room before he killed himself. Gygax, squirming on camera himself, would dismiss these allegations as nothing but a witch hunt. No! Oh my god. I cannot stand these Luciferians, these Satanists, because that's all they say. Oh, she's a witch hunt. You're being satanic panic. You're just afraid. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not real. Like they try to deny it. You know it sucks. By invoking real world sigils, demons, images into D&D, they blurred the line between fantasy and reality just a little too much. So part of the public's fascination into the occult is that there's a lot of truth to it, because people don't like research topics and talk about big topics that don't exist. Sorry, it will never get light if it doesn't exist. Yeah, it's very interesting. Um, but by the end of the 1980s, the company managers uh, pulled off the demonology, started backpedaling it. The publisher had moved the words like devil and demon from all the books and replaced them with words like Tunari and other words, which, interesting, might just be in more words for Satan. Interesting. May God bless us. Next up, though, yeah, let's go ahead and watch some videos now, man. Yeah, let's get into it, guys. So let me re-link this 1 second. Oh, that's not what I'm doing. What? Oh, there we go. Remember, guys, like, subscribe, and share. Tell everybody around that this is going down. Ba, 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 ba. Look at this. Hey, this is from Wasp Boss. So check out. Have you the American? That's wild. That's wild. Sorry for eating on air, but I had to go back from the gym right before this podcast. So I got to get some proteins in me before my body doesn't restore those. So here we go. I'm gonna keep going. Next up, 4 Homeland Security agents testified about who's ordering them to arrest grad students. So, you know what? Somebody at a higher level than people I was speaking to had an interest in him. So pretty much the immigration person, who oversaw the arrest of a Columbian University student, Mahomet Khalil. Each of the arrests discussed Tuesday took part of a based upon determination by the Secretary of State Marco Rubio that had the presence of the foreign academics of the U.S. undermine U.S. foreign policy interests. They included Khalil Azur, Georgetown University researcher, Badar Kansuri, and Columbia University student Mohens Madabli. Subsequent to their arrest, all 4 were ordered released from custody by federal judges who found Rubio's ordered appeal to have violated their constitutional rights. The agents said they couldn't recall similar requests in the past, and that prior to Donald Trump's return to the White House in January, their division rarely took part in immigration enforcement. It was something that I didn't have much experience, he said. Most of my career as an agent and as a supervisor had been in enforcement of drug laws, drug smuggling, money laundering. We had a meeting shortly after the inauguration, several meetings actually, that impressed upon us that Title VIII was going to be prioritized. Cunningham said the request he received regarding Oatzerk was so unusual that he contacted a Homeland Security lawyer to confirm its legality. I can't recall a time that has come top down like this with a visa revocation under my purview anyways. The operation kind of developed pretty quickly. Cunningham said the background information he received on Ozark, including an op-ed she co-wrote in the TUI student newspaper last year supporting divestment from Israel. The agent said he scanned the op-ed and didn't see anything obviously criminal in it. I didn't see anything in the op-ed that suggested she committed a crime. Oh my God! I wonder if you're an immigrant and you show support for Palestine or opposition to Israel, if you're going to be targeted. I think that's what it is. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. It's crazy. Because, yeah, they seem like they have control in so much. And they scare so many people into obeying, which is crazy. That ain't me, boy. Tell you what, I don't need their money. I ain't taking no Israeli dollar unless I know it comes from God himself. But hey, when they accept Jesus Christ, I'll accept them, homie. That's about it. So here we go. Chinese military unveils robot murder wolves. You guys want to see this? Yeah, I know you guys do. So, one second while I get this loaded up. Yeah, I have to do this manually, video by video, when I pull up videos. Here we go.
8点，一决高下，
心理大小战争，数百场和红四连展开一场比拼。
这是2个连队的摩步分队，有人无人协同攻击对抗演练。他们在传统步兵分队阵地进攻科目的基础上，如何运用无人机、机器狼等无人装备，配合完成先期侦察验证、要点精打清除、掩护冲击突入等战斗行动。
在我们刚才行动的这片场地上，地形非常复杂，杂草树木也比较多，我只能采取手抛的方式起飞。这样的方法虽然比较快，但是在战场上安全威胁比较大。今后我也将和身边战友研究如何做到既能快速起飞，又能安全隐蔽。
在这次演练中呢，是我首次指挥使用机器狼，这也是我们基层连队现在应该重点去发展或者是努力的一个方向，就是怎么将配发的更多的无人装备把它用好，实现人和装备的有机的结合。
连队通过系统的组织无人化作战理论和战术应用实力的学习，来提高无人技术和步兵战术的这个协同能力。同时，我们也在用模拟软件学 用时装飞行店这样结合的方式，培养了一大批会操作、会战术的无人机飞手和骨干力量。
Craziness. Ooh, man. These robots might be able to harm humans eventually, and that's not cool. Next up, we're going to get into this. So, yeah, this is why I need a podcast team, because it's taking me forever just to browse through all this manually, one by one, and me do the rest of this. So if you want to join my podcast team, let me know how you can help me. I'm also looking for a studio, so if you know where to know where I can get a rent studio time, that'd be great. Would you swap your real life pet for an AI powered alternative? Meet Sirius the robot dog. So for $600, you can buy a robot dog that is emotionally intelligent, that learns, that picks up on your traits, picks up on your memory, picks up on everything. It memorizes everything that you tell it. Memorizes everything that it sees. It acts like a dog, so except it just doesn't get hungry. You know, all you gotta do is power it up. So it's like a dog that you don't have to feed and don't have to pick up shits for, which totally is awesome. But you know, I love my real dogs, and you know, but hey, for $600, it's actually it's pretty sweet. The history of the robot dog goes a long way. Sony was one of the first companies to really get into making robot dogs with Abio Range, which was first released in 1999, but it was $3,000, and it's still for sale, so you can still buy them, I guess. There's been other dogs like the Minted Dog E, but with this advancement in AI, it's going to go into new heights. As you can see, it's playing around right here. It can wag its tail, it can do tricks, it can dance, it can run. It can probably grab a beer for you if it can open its mouth. I don't think it can. Pretty sick, pretty sweet. It's 10 inches tall, about the size of a chihuahua. It's not too heavy. The 1 kilogram frame constructed from aerospace grade alloy for fast responsive action. Inside is an AI brain. Sirius has up to 5 TOPS of computer power and comes with USB-C peripheral expansion and a powerful 2,250 mAh battery that offers about 40 to 60 minutes of playtime. Very interesting. With Sirius, we didn't just build a robot. We created the first of a kind robotic species powered by our neural core system. Sirius marks the start of a growing universe of intelligent, customizable robot dogs designed to bring your imagination to life. Sirius is designed to be easy and customizable and easy to program, whether you're a curious kid, first-time robot owner, or tech-savvy developer. It uses a game-like visual editor that you can use to choreograph dance routines, teach serious custom tricks, train with no coding required. Whoa. Oh, so I guess it's not $600. My bad. The first model is at $1,300, which still isn't that much for a robot dog. I mean, the Optimus robot that Elon Musk is coming out with is $20,000. So for $25,000, you can have a robot and a robot dog. Woo! Yeah, that's crazy. But hey, man, that's the world. That is the world these days. Ain't no way of denying that this stuff is in our face. It's in the future. It is here. It is now. Now let's I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Let's see if I can play this video. If it lets me. Yep, let's go. So here you guys go. This is going to be used in schools all across America. So if you have a child, you need to watch this video. If you have a kid, you need to watch this video. Pretty much here pretty soon, your school children are going to have robot bodyguards in class, whether you like it or not. And that's just the way to go.
It's a possible solution to deal with a potential school shooter. This is video from a demonstration today at Regis Jesuit High School in Aurora. The private Catholic school is considering adding drones to their school safety plan to deal with an active shooter emergency. Denver 7's Nicole Brady got a firsthand look at how these drones could stop a shooter in their tracks.
Imagine the scenario. An alert comes in from a school, but instead of a police officer, it's a drone that responds. In the air in seconds, tracking and then immobilizing the threat. That's the promise of Campus Guardian Angel.
If that guy is focused on shooting us, if that shooter is focused on dealing with us, putting pepper spray on them, if we're hitting that person at 50, 60 miles an hour with the drone, they ain't shooting kids.
In a demonstration at Regis Jesuit High School, the Texas-based company showed how the drones could target a threat outside the building or inside.
I was a little nervous they would break something in our brand new building, but seeing them fly, like 50 miles an hour and then hitting the brakes right before the new stained glass and then banking to the right, it was pretty amazing.
So left hand picking up speed, here we go.
Their pilots are some of the most talented drone racers in the world.
Right hand turn and land after we go over the auditorium.
And while these pilots were here in Colorado for the demonstration, normally they'd be doing this work remotely from headquarters, meaning they could respond to a threat in any school in the country where the drones are staged.
We're building capacity in Texas with manufacturing partners to be able to make 10,000 drones a month by March. So by March, our goal is that we can be deploying into hundreds of schools across the nation each month.
What if this technology had been around?
It wasn't easy for Erica Marroni to watch today's demonstration. She lost her father, Kevin, in the Boulder King Super shooting, but she believes we need to look at every possible solution to mass shootings.
I'm taking my daughter to school now, and just to know that I could feel safer, that she could be safer. We have to try everything to stop this American tragedy.
Of course, it comes at a cost. Campus Guardian Angel estimates for a school like Regis on an 82-acre campus, it would be about $8,000 a month. The school's president, though, considers the human costs that could save.
And for me as a school leader, when we think about asking our security people to confront dangerous situations, whether it's the kind of circumstances we're talking about here or anything else, I mean, that's a lot of responsibility to give to someone.
And the technology is designed to work in tandem with those school security officers or police, giving them precious time when every second counts. Nicole Brady, Denver 7.
The Denver Metro is sadly...
So, man, guys, it's no joke. It's going to happen. And definitely something that we need to be aware of. Ooh, I don't know how long my mic wasn't on, but I hope it was on. Yeah, that's right around the corner, man. You heard what they said. By March of 2026, 10,000 robots will be made a month. So, by maybe the start of 2026 year, the start of 2027 year, you're going to see robot drones in your school. But next up, see the moment a flying humanoid robot lifted off for the first time. Oh, this is awesome. Check this out, guys. Yeah, but this is another one. I'm going to, here. Dang it. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you guys, if I can, real quick. Bam. Bam, bam. Oh, that's not it. I'm not sure. Hey, let me just... I have to go to the website. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pull up the audio. Do this real fast. It's not like I can pull up anything. Very strange right now. So, un momento, por favor, mi amigos and mi amigas. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why there wasn't much audio for that. I don't know why there wasn't much audio for that until the end. I wish there was though, because those type of things are super cool, man. Like the fact that we have good robots being made, because okay, let's just say if there were bad robots being made from day one, we would see them killing people. Let's just say that, like hypothetically, right? If these things were made to be bad, they would be out in the streets right now patrolling, making sure nobody's past curfew. Nobody says a word. Nobody says says a word bad. Said bad word, right? They would be making sure no one's doing drugs or homeless or crack or like violence, guns, and all that type of stuff, right? Like they would see anything in the street and they would shut it down. But no, right now we have robots that are good, in a sense, right? Because they're being used for good things. That's the way I kind of see it. Like, I guess the future may change. Who knows? Who knows? But this is a pretty cool robot right here. It's called Iron Cube, and it's like an Iron Man reference. It lifted off the ground about 1.5 feet while maintaining its stability. It's still early in the days of a prototype, but it could make way for the rest of flying robotics, and we might see this here within a couple years. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. But flying robots might be a bit tricky. Imagine we just start seeing robots all throughout the sky and it covers up the clouds. Horrible. Horrible. So, very interesting. So MIT designed a new mini robot, and they're running some experiments with a brand new AI algorithm, and it's outwitting scientists to design robots that jump 41% higher and land safely. So they used an AI to create a robot, and the AI created a better robot than humans do. Oof, man. Isn't that interesting? These AI things are very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Here's another robot. This is going to be one of the most dominant factory robots ever. So check this out. The future of warehousing starts now. So let's go ahead and reload this video. Do 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 do. Remember, these robots are going to be everywhere. Whew. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's called Kinesi 01. And pretty much it's going to be made for factories. Here is 9 humanoid robots that are going to shape.
Robots are increasingly available in a more or less humanoid shape, working beside human beings. Here are some of the leading robots in the space, or coming soon. The GR1 from Fourier Intelligence of Singapore is more humanoid than many. It has realistic jointed hands and powerful AI for human interaction. It's been designed with up to 54 degrees of motion freedom. Fourier sees a use for it in physical therapy, as well as standard robotic roles. It's shipping now. The 01 from US firm figure is designed to boost supply chains with AI. It's built particularly with unsafe and undesirable jobs in mind. Its potential as a mass deployment robot is drawing huge funding to its development. OpenAI, NVIDIA, and Jeff Bezos have invested, and BMW has expressed interest. Phoenix from Norway's Sanctuary AI trades on the company's bespoke AI control system, Carbon. A general-purpose robot, Phoenix will address labor shortages. It's also the only robot to feature on Time magazine's Best Inventions list for 2023. Phoenix is designed so that it can be remote piloted by humans when necessary. Apollo from US firm Aptronic is the culmination of a line of robotic predecessors. Those include the Valkyrie, used by NASA. In the first stages of its deployment, Apollo will fill warehouses and manufacturing plants. It's hoped that more nuanced Apollo variants will eventually work across society. Unlike many, it can be run with legs or mounted to any station. Agility's Digit hit the news when it was shown working in Amazon warehouses. The American-built robot eschews humanoid hands for practical grippers, and its leg design has made it a stable standout in a crowded field of bipeds. The Amazon deployment means we'll see a lot more of Digit in coming years. Neo, from Norway's 1X, is a bipedal evolution of the company's Eve robot. Eve had wheels instead of legs, so Neo is expected to be a significant advancement. While it's a multi-function robot, Neo is geared more to home usage than warehousing. There's a wait list for Neo, but it's expected to start shipping in 2024. The new Electric Atlas from Boston Dynamics is an evolution of its own hydraulic robot. The US robot is slicker and more flexible than its predecessor, but there are still upgrades in the pipeline to the Electric Atlas, including a range of grippers. Those should allow it a wider range of applications when it begins shipping in earnest. Unitree's H1 robot has a very stable gait, despite looking like it's broken its hips. The faceless robot from the Chinese firm has extremely dexterous hand grippers. That means it's useful in a wide range of applications. But be sure you need one. It's currently shipping for $150,000 per unit. Tesla's Optimus Gen 1 robot is still in its training phase. That was recently shown to the world, with the robot packing batteries. The value of an Optimus is likely to come from its lower price point. But the Optimus Gen 2 has no fixed sale date as yet. It's expected to hit the market sometime between 2025 and 2027. Remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to stay updated with our latest content. And while you're here, why not check out another one of our exciting videos? Thanks for watching.
Woo. Man, these robots, they're getting very real and people can't ignore them anymore. Sorry, guys, it's just not possible. So, Elon Musk AI bot adds a new anime companion with a not safe for work mode. The anime companion can wear lingerie, and yeah, very interesting. So it's people are already doing not safe for work stuff. Let's just say that. That's the future of AI and robotics, though. You know what? Let me go ahead and do something real fast. I have to use the restroom, so we're gonna take a little quick break. 1 second.
Gonna go far, that's what we on the run for, go hard. Sipping gin while we sitting, spitting those bars. Getting rich, got a vision, get the show cards. Lot of money laying around cause we go hard, always go hard. Spitting fire, see the sonar, hope they resonate with the vibe. Feel like Mozart, really I'm alive in my soul, feel like Mozart. That's what hoes are, too explosive so I show art. Yeah, I make art, sad to see people with no heart. I work to replace all of the negative, I go far with it. I'ma show all of these bitches no complaining. If you with it, don't you dream me, see the vision. Need my energy, the mission, really take all my precision. Every single day I picture where I'll be the day we get it. Feed the brothers, feed the fam, I don't really give a damn. I don't wanna get famous, I wanna lend a hand. Give the cash and rubber bands to the people always standing on my side, always down the ride, say I planned it. I'm the guy, life is supersized on the planet. In my mind, I don't gotta try, I already have it. I'll be doing damage, I was born a savage. In my mind, I already died, living lavish. Heaven is a state of mind, be glad if you have it. Living in a simulation, be patient to grab it. Universe will bring it to you if you ain't an average. If you live an average, then Satan found to manage your life. I'm just trying to tell you, if you gonna roll the dice, gamble in your life instead of living precise. I ain't perfect, but I'm gonna earn it. No, it don't concern anybody but my person. Lesson that I learned is that people are gonna burn. Anything you do, they gonna pay the price. Nothing nice come in life for the dipshits. They just wish shit, never gonna manifest it. Never catch me resting, short-term blessings. I just want my brain to work so I can write my next hit. Ignite the blessings, manifest my life, never question a moment in my life. I be knowing that it's meant to be, this my destiny. All the rest of my life really history. The day that I'm finally gone, they'll be missing me. Your position be the reason that I'm gone. 200 songs done, I've been on the run. I ride a wave, make a way, I'm the one. I stay the same, but I'm changing a ton, rearranging my brain for the gains through the sun. I've been absorbing the light, I could say that I won. At least I'm conscious of what I'm doing, praying a ton. Relay all the information, staying patient with the shit. I write a hit just to get through all the shit. I ain't a bitch, so I'll make it. I ain't dealing with a prick, I'm finna take over the game. Really, I'm getting in. I'm really glad that you're here to witness it. I'm about to fix entire rap game. You could call it magic like a trick. Classic with the way I spit it. They be clapping when it hits. I be snapping on this shit. I've been rapping, feeling lit. I'm
All right, guys. So, check this out. We're gonna keep on with this robotic stuff before I hop off. We're gonna save some articles for Monday. Right here, Uber is close to completing its quest to become the ultimate robo taxi app. So, Uber has launched new robot taxis, just like Elon Musk did. So, you're not gonna be an Uber driver no more, buddy. Yep. It's kind of interesting. I mean, I'm sure there will be Uber Eat clients because like a robot's not gonna be able to go into the store and pick it up. Very interesting. So this is going to be over the next few years that they're gonna be rolling this out. I'm guessing it is for just it's for human drop off. So like if you have to pick up a person, it's going to take you to where you need to go, and people aren't going to be scared by weird, creepy drivers, and that's cool. Like the food stuff is probably be ran by humans though. The Uber Eats and DoorDash and stuff. Very interesting. So Uber's challenge though, it doesn't have all the Tesla upgrades that Tesla does. You know, it has yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out and figure out what car company to go with and yeah. Let's see. Let's go up. Let's go forward though. Well, let's just finish this. I guess the owner, Travis Kalanick, is trying to buy Pony AI, a self-driving car company, and Uber would partner with them, I'm guessing, or something. They would apply those cars to the company. So pretty much that company car. Um, very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see what else. Oh, here it is. Tesla had its first fully autonomous car drive itself to its new Texas owner. Tesla posted a video of the fully autonomous Model Y driving itself to the owner. So, man, if people order a Tesla, it can drive itself from factory to the house. There's a Tesla. What is this? This is crazy. So they are saying now it's finally fully safe and autonomous, which is wild. These things have been out for years. People use self-driving. And then all those Tesla upside. Cybertrucks, Tesla. You still see a lot of gas cars. Totally Tesla. I mean, the Cybertruck's pretty savage, man. Cybertruck, pretty savage. Oh, care about how how things look and not how they are. Like they want to look all good and fancy, and they're at the clubs poisoning their liver, poisoning their kidney, poisoning their body. Okay, look good, right? Like, people are, oh, look good, but like it's all messed up. It's just messed up. Like, people have their things. People have their priorities back. All right, we're not gonna sit here and watch it. That's a 30-minute video. So, yeah. So Pentagon awards AI contracts to XAI and others after Grok controversy. So pretty much, Elon Musk XAI has secured a $200 million Pentagon contract, raising ethics about the Pentagon after the Grok chatbot meltdown, being racist and homophobic and anti-Semitic and all this stuff. The Pentagon's like, yeah, I love it. Give me more of it. Yeah. They want to cause division. This is the stupidest thing ever. So I don't know why that ad popped up on top. So did UCLA just cure baldness? Ancient Egyptians rubbed their bald head with a mixture of dates, dog's paw, and donkey's hoof. Celtic cures involved in mice in a jar. Native Americans turned to yucca juice. Throughout human history, there have been a number of potential objects that could cure baldness. But UCLA scientists have now identified a small molecule that, when prompted, can awaken long slumbering but undamaged follicles. The researchers have dubbed the transporting molecule PP405. In a scientific term, the PP405 molecule is isolated and applied to a protein in the follicle stem cell that keeps the cells dormant. This inhibits the protein. The stem cells are moved to awaken. Lab work on the molecule has been going on for a decade. In the first human trials conducted in 2023, researchers found that the application of PP405 as a topical medicine onto the scalp at bedtime for a week produced promising results. Although cautious with actual data, the UCLA researchers labeled the results statistically significant. Most important, they believe the treatment will produce full terminal hair rather than peach fuzz variety produced by other lotions and potions. Very interesting. Very interesting. There have been human trials, they say, in Orange County, and they've been very encouraging. Interesting thing that I'm seeing right here. Lowry and his team were first concerned that the PP405 the small molecule, might kill all the follicles, but they're happy to be wrong about that. So it could have gone either way. It could have totally healed it or totally killed it. Very interesting. So they're waiting for FDA approval before they roll this out. There's a new drug, rapamycin, which may extend life as effectively as restricting calories. So rapamycin was first found on Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, and very interesting. Rapamycin was first discovered in bacteria living in the Easter Island soil in the 1970s, and medical professionals now use it to prevent organ transplant rejection, as it is a powerful immunosuppressant. It works by blocking a molecule switch that tells cells when nutrients are abundant. Metformin, meanwhile, a synthetic descendant of the compound found in the French lilac, is widely prescribed to control blood sugar and type 2 diabetes. Both drugs are involved in the body's ability to sense nutrients and energy, so biologists would like to hope they copy the mechanisms activated by eating less. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh my god. So pretty much increases your life expectancy. Rapamycin is one of the new and most exciting leads for anti-aging therapies. Very interesting. So they're still working on how to synthesize this and give it out to normal people, like in the best form possible. So this is a trial at the moment, but soon you'll be able to take a pill that is pretty much of a nutrient found on Easter Island or bacteria, and you'll live longer. Very interesting. So the hair loss thing is getting a lot of attention. The hair replacement, or no, hair repairment, hair follicle repairment is getting a lot of attention, and I think it's coming to fruition more than we understand. All right, guys, we're gonna leave the next few articles for next week, and appreciate you guys' time being here. Like, subscribe, and share. I love y'all. If you guys could donate to 509 Divine Pines Cash App, PayPal, and buy me a coffee. See you guys later. Be blessed. Be high. Peace.